Well, Clayton Buchanan, it looks like you are first today.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
You have supplanted Ted Gill, who's been the first of countless
Every
hundreds
time.
of events everywhere through the past 12 or so years, but I think Ted is at another event with a whole gang of other people. There was a reading with Walter Worden too up in Middletown, so we will play and see what we have. This might be a short episode today, but I assure you the content will be interesting. Clayton, would you be so kind?
Yes, I can handle that. Well, hello everyone. My name is Clayton Buchanan. I am here graciously every first Saturday of the month, and I always look forward to seeing everybody. My first piece is based on actually an art class I took back in the 1960s, and it was in regard to an actual jewelry construction design course. And this particular piece is entitled Jewels of the Past. 60 years ago, I took an art class of jewelry construction design and fell in love with bracelets and rings, of which I constructed with creative practice. To this day, I am still enamored with wearing these brought back thoughts. I lost over the years those pieces I made from melted silver solids drilled into for holes, allowing tying together of beaded structures of bracelet and the bending of cut shafts into rings, some with open endings, others slightly welded together. I wove leather lacings into bracelets and also remember plaiting leather strapping around the steering wheel of my 1960s MGB sports car. A few little rings and bracelets I wear today bring back those days of yesteryear. Some of these rings I have found on walkways or in parking lots. Some are simple key rings that Mother Nature suggests I wear. This next piece is one of my true feelings of creativity. I'm always just enamored with the music that I hear in the various directions. Sometimes I love seeing live performances, but many times of late I can't do the traveling required, so I just go online to X Factor, YouTube, whatever. And this particular piece is entitled Music Enhancing. Music is a true inspiration for me in so many of its creative forms. Singing of songs, instruments played in time sync, bands bounding together their talents of song, vocals with instruments played profusely creating in such melody. Emotional pitch of songs reaches out to everyone as they watch body movements in ballet sync of dance. Audience full emotional participation is so enthralling in itself to see and be part of. Viewing live performances is difficult at times, but always preferred. Online viewings of X Factor and The Voice is my alternative, and it does give me the presence of feeling delivery. Many of my favorite viewings I review several times a week, loving the artistic, creative content as played out on stage to audiences. This next piece is actually based on what's been happening in this country over the last month, and it involves the Canadian forest fires, and it's entitled Surviving Downfall Times. The horrific nature of atmospheric contamination from forest fires is hitting our region and much of the Northeast, starting a day or two ago originating from Canada. It is continuing. The area of these fires is huge. Much of our area and the Northeast has been dangerously air infected. Staying inside and not exercising outdoors is highly recommended. Cause possibility of these fires is not easy to determine. Cause can be man-made, carelessly, or by nature's lightning thunder strikes. Regardless, lack of rain and dryness of earth sets this stage of explosive reactive vengeance to Mother Nature. Mother Nature's life on this planet has been in existence for hundreds of millions of years and continues this day in time through the glorious nature of womankind's gracious physical, technical advancement in those areas of varied growths. There will always be hard times, plagues, pandemics, dying of species, comets hitting Earth, on it and will continue through time. But strength of survival has and will suffice when fought to enhance. Dinosaurs did not survive, but mankind, with the intelligence given us in regard to high technological skills, may enable us to survive on this planet if we learn to apply and follow the new rules required forthcoming. Mankind's corporate contaminations may be the end of our world, but volcanic eruption of Earth may be another possibility of demise. Stand together, I plead, we must do to win these wars of deconstruction. This next piece is another in regard to the beauty of the world that's around us, and it's entitled Natural World Wonders. I awoke this morning at 4:30 having multiple imageries scanning through my brain, forcing me to jot down before being forgotten, viewing mentally Mother Nature's many resources of expression as they are laid out for the varied intakes to behold. Facial and body motions of animals, reptiles, trees, florals, insects, creatures of the seas, and then on into Mother Earth herself, landscapes of her grounds, rocks, ridges, mountains, rivers, waterfalls. The ongoing beauties are endless in their outreach to us all. We are the absorbing souls, taught at early age from loving parents, family, and friends the importance of opening up to those wonders of life so offered by our near Mother Nature, herself each and every second of every day. One of my most uplifting endeavors is that of woman mankind, body motions and facial featuring of expressions that I am fortunately given the opportunity to view every day on this wondrous planet of life. Happiness, despair, and in-betweens of self are a fascinating uplift to that journey of living that miraculous life of self. May it continue. This next piece is kind of based on where we are in our country and in the world, in a sense, too. And it has a different look at the whole term of the word investment. Invest to survive. This road has been traveled in years past, but yesterday's Earth Day, April 22nd, hits home when delegating this year's theme of invest in our planet, calling for corporate businesses to shift motivation from only profits towards sustainable practices, including the idea that public well-being will override the now direction of profit now is our only goal. This direction has been reality for decades and will probably continue unless our voting public can convince politicians to see the honesty and act upon it in having a say in what needs to be said for that change of survival. The term invest has a broader meaning than put your money to make more. Investing creative thoughts and energy and gaining a broad support hopefully can and will change the downslide we are in this day, not the atmospheric contamination by our corporations continuing from the poisonous gas emissions factories emit into our atmosphere, causing cancerous illness in our public. If not dealt with, getting worse will continue horrifically. We have to invest our righteous mind for the solving of this monstrous corporate act, pushing hard for politics to get on board and bring this need into reality. Should I go continuing? Yeah, I've got some more.
A little lower. I'll edit that slice right there.
Okay. This piece is, I've read before, but it's, I reflected a lot, and it's entitled Pop-Up Remembrances. Researching when writing for a direction to follow, at times I end up coming across an idea that I stumble into, not intentionally meant to find. I had this happen when looking into the psychology of serial murder profiling online on my computer. There were multiple specific listings I scrolled through. What I found was distant to my original intent, but thinking somewhat creatively, I jumped down that direction of diligence. It was a remembrance I had of years back in my early life of 20 years. I was up in Provincetown studying painting and doing portraits on Commercial Street. A woman walked by. I asked if she was interested in having her portrait done. She said kindly, "No thanks," and continued her walk. That next morning, while in my portrait space, I learned a woman had been found dead out on a beach walk path. I learned later it was the woman I had asked if she would like her portrait. A very sad time, even to this day of thoughts. This last piece is entitled Answers of Truth. Stories told, dreamed in advance from life's creative atmosphere. Where from, where to, developing directions known only from Creator's mind, jumping forth from blinking of mind's eye, gaining ground as life unfolds. Violence is and has been in my mind. Why so repetitious is it in our world? Feelings of sorrow I have for victims, but on it goes and will continue. I am not a violent soul, but enamored I am in what triggers these physical, mental, horrendous actions. Psychology of life, that driving force many times misunderstood, consequentially leads to disruptive actions. I hear of these attributes every day, and so want them to go away. My mind expands into causes, and with limited details, I imagine violent stories to bring some form of closure. Then, seeking out loving forms of future rehabilitation, I want to experience that final answer of sought-after innocence. Thank you.